Well, hello everybody. It's us again. Welcome back to the Sunny Perspective. It's been a minute, and we are back here. My name is Dragon, and with me I have Telly and Punky,
Hi,
I am Dragon.
I
and
am Telly.
that's Telly right there.
Which one was this Punky?
I don't know. We got a mysterious figure in the chat.
One of us is a pixie and was
Okay.
born in '94. Oh, that's right. That's me. Hi.
All right, now that we got the roll call out of the way, we are back today, and it's been a minute. We've been busy with some stuff.
Oh yeah.
Been busy with a lot of stuff, really.
Oh, yeah.
Last time we did an episode was like about February or March, I think. We talked about like current events. A lot's been going on in the world since then, and our lives too. So finally have some free time before things get crazy again. We thought we'd fit some episodes in.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll also talk about that, what we've been up to the past few months,
Right.
towards the end. But the main topic today is pretty much just going to be talking about our cultures, like
Yeah.
things like how we grow up, our upbringings, ancestry, things like that. Just going to talk about all that, really.
Kind of sharing, our child, kind of like parts of our culture that you may not know about, childhood stories, that kind of deal. There is, I mean, ultimately, this is, culture and lifestyle kind of going about, how what we do, kind of what we do, our practices, our cultural practices, language, all that, food and all that stuff. But ultimately, it is going to come down to us talking about our own childhood memories, and I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Cause it be like that. I'm trying to figure out this music here in a second. Make sure it is right. All right, we're good. So, who wants to start? Who would like to start with some stories?
So I will start. Then.
Okay, go ahead.
So basically, one thing that I really wanted to bring up that I've been really talking about a lot lately, really excited about, is my mom did that whole Ancestry.com thing.
Yeah.
And I'm probably gonna sound like a commercial, and I don't care, but it's so crazy because my mom's parents told her you're English, you're Scottish, German, French. That's basically it.
Right.
And then, I should come to find out, my mom is actually mostly Scandinavian.
Oh.
Like more than half Scandinavian. And not only that, but the Scandinavian is like her deepest roots, going all the way back to like ancient Norse, ancient Viking era. And a lot of it is on I believe it on my grandfather's side of my mom. But it's mostly like Norway, Sweden, and then they went from there over to England, and they went even into Russia. Oh man, like that whole area, like Scotland. So I got a lot of like that Celtic Viking stuff in there too.
Nordic.
But it's freaking wild, dude.
That's amazing. We've got a full-blooded Viking amongst our midst. Like that's so cool. Like,
can you imagine learning something about yourself?
Yeah.
Like my mom, she's like almost like 60, and she just learned that she's got Viking in her.
Like how? Like how many people can say that they know a pure full-blooded Viking?
Well, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised that there's a lot of them because Vikings really got around.
Right.
Yeah.
Like really got around.
Like yeah, they were like whole North America, long before, like back in like 900 and shit. Like
they had a pretty expansive reach, so I guess it would make sense for a lot of the population to be Viking and Nordic because they got around and went through their conquests and all that.
Mhm.
They probably did a few things that yeah.
Yeah, they did.
They did more than a few things, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's I'd even go as far as to say that it's probably it's probably up there with like not what's the word? You said it.
Scandinavian.
Celtic, like Celtic,
Oh, yeah.
English. It's probably up there, right up there with that. I feel like Scandinavian would be.
Yeah. And of course, finding out that I'm Swedish, I've started doing Duolingo and learning Swedish, and it's almost got like an 80-day streak going now.
Yeah.
I've been really trying to get in touch with those roots ever since I found out. I'm like super hardcore interested in all of it. So
Yeah.
like I want to read all these Viking sagas, and different books on the history of Vikings and Norse mythology and all of that. And yeah, my mom even got me this. It's hard to see, but it's like a Viking compass. So she's got one, so does my brother, and so do I.
Nice. That looks
Nice.
cool, honestly. It's very neat
Yeah,
little
love it.
thing. For me, I'm just like pure blood Asian, Pakistani.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know where my roots are, but I'm just like, all I know is I'm straight up Asian, straight up Pakistani. And I speak the language too. So like
Mhm.
I can't, I don't know how many, if we have like, I wonder if we have any like, oh, not this music. I wonder if I have any British ancestry in me,
I wouldn't
Yeah.
be surprised.
because that area of the world was under occupation for 150 years.
Yep.
Mhm.
That's very
So
true.
so it makes me wonder, could I possibly have a little bit of English in me?
You
Yeah.
might, yeah.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I mean,
Excuse me.
it could very well work, and it's good. I feel like a lot of my area, a lot of my culture has kind of the mixed with like Indian, Turkish, Arab, and all these kind of these it's a whole melting pot of culture.
Mm-hmm.
Like that I feel like was that, because that area was the hot zone for civilization. That's like kind of where not necessarily everything started, but that's where like a lot of events in history have happened in that part of the world.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
Very true.
so you see, just within the confines of Middle East, Asia, and all that stuff, you see such density of different cultures, of different people, who like you could literally go like 20 miles in one direction and you would find someone completely different.
Yeah.
That's the case in Pakistan. It's literally there's like Balochis, Kashmiris, there's so many different cultures confined into one small country. So you can imagine like what it's like in the entire continent. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm about a little bit.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah.
It's fun to talk about because like it's such a mystery to so many people.
Yeah.
It's such a mystery to because I mean, it's natural to be like, hey, this is who I am. I'm fine right here. You know, it's most people don't take the initiative of okay, finding more and more information about a particular culture. I feel like they know basic surface level stuff, but it's good to have like an in-depth idea of these places, of little hidden nuances within life, within people, within society, and how that kind of ended up working out for the modern world, how we ended up where we are, and it's just interesting to me.
Yeah.
All right,
And
go ahead.
Tyler or Telly.
But who's
Telly.
that?
Telly.
I go by many names. But yeah, about that, like, I don't really know too much about my ancestry, like, ever since you did that thing, I think that, like, your ancestry.com thing, it kind of piqued my interest of something I'd like to try sometime.
I
But
so
like,
recommend it.
yeah, I will sometime. But like, I don't know too much about my ancestry, but like, I feel like I'm pretty sure, like, I know that I might have like some Polish in me and some German in me. 'Cause, like,
Really?
I was gonna
think
say,
I do,
I
yeah.
feel like you would have some German in you.
I do.
I mean-
I believe it's my grandparents, like, they have it in them. Like, I think I'm probably wrong, but like, I think someone in like my grandma's family is like German, but so that's kind of where it comes from a little bit. And like, yeah, and I know like I am Polish too, and yeah, I think, and probably Irish, I think too. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
I
Yeah, I
used-
can see that.
yeah. I used to know like a lot about that stuff, because like, because like I actually did like a project about that one time in like elementary school. Well, me and Punky's elementary school, we both went there.
Hmm.
Mhm.
I remember like they did like a culture day like once, where like you kind of like research your culture a little bit, and just like, because I remember in like the auditorium there was like people like drew the flags of like everything, like there was like flags
yeah?
people drew of like Germany, England, all that. It was really cool. And like, it was like in the 5th grade, I think, and like people just brought in food from like other cultures, and we ate it. It was really cool. It was a fun time. That was when I was youngest. That was when I was introduced to other cultures. I thought it was a pretty cool day. It was fun.
Let
That is
me
always cool.
Yeah.
tell you, German cookies are just
Yeah, I think I've had
so
those before.
good.
Yeah.
So good. I had so my friend that's a loose term. My somebody I knew was German, and like more like straight, like more directly German, and he actually brought us these sugar cookies, these German sugar cookies, and they were like so good, so good.
Nice.
That's the one thing positive that I gained out of that friendship, was those cookies were so good. Yeah. It's cool. What do you think is the most prevalent part of you, Telly? What do
Most
you-
prevalent.
Yeah, like in terms of your background.
So like ancestry wise, like that.
Yeah.
If I had to guess, it'd have to be either Polish or German.
Polish or German?
Yeah.
If you were to guess, would it be more on the Polish side or German side?
Not sure. Maybe a mix of both. Cause like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people in like our town, like a lot of people I know, like they might just say they're Polish too. I feel like it's a thing that's kind of like around this area. You know what I mean?
Isn't there like a very significant Polish population in
Yeah,
this
I think
city?
there is.
Yeah.
In this city, I think there is. Do you know about that, Punky?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure there
I
is.
know a
So,
lot
like,
of people like that I was friends with were Polish.
yeah, so if I had to guess, so maybe I'd more towards that actually. Yeah, more towards Polish, I think. Yeah.
I
'Cause
think
feel
I
like
even
it's
have some in me too.
yeah, like it's a prevalent thing in this city
Yeah.
that we're located in, that we won't say the name of.
Right.
But yeah, it's
Well,
prevalent thing around here.
if they've seen my tweets, they already know, to be honest.
It's a very cheeky name.
It is.
Yes,
It is. It
yeah,
is.
you will wag.
Yeah, we know. We understand.
Bruh.
Suburbs.
Bruh. But yeah, and there's also a significant like a Bengali population here as well too. Like there's a lot of people here who are like Bengali too.
Yeah.
Like I know people, and I've been to this school where like a lot of them were Bengali.
Yeah,
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool how, and it's really cool to see like when you go past the surface level how much dynamic can be going, how the dynamics kind of play out, and how many cultures you can find, how many different opinions, different backgrounds, different languages you can find in just area in one space. Like it's fun to, and language for me is fun because like exposing my language on stream is always fun. It's always interesting to, because it generates a conversation, like because people are curious. They're like, what is this language you're speaking? I want to know who you are. And
I love that.
And language also has this key factor of, I guess in a way to describe an idiom form would be birds of a feather flock together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy moly. E.G. Donut, thank you
Oh, EG.
for the sub with Prime.
Hello.
Hello.
It's been a while, 4 months. How are you? Welcome. I'm curious.
Okay.
Well, you came at the right point because
You did, yeah.
it's a
Basically
good
talking about
conversation
our
we're
cultures
having.
today.
But yeah, language has this thing of kind of bringing people together because look, let me give you an example. I never thought that I would find anybody on this platform who is who is Urdu, who is Urdu speaking, but I did.
We'll get to that in a
Yeah.
second, EG. But yeah.
Oh my god, should I do it? Should I actually do it in podcast? Oh well.
I
You see it, Donkey?
mean, it's you have.
Well,
I mean,
I mean, shit, it's a thing, right? There, I did it very, very, very carefully. Let's just say that. So for anybody,
perfect execution.
so for anybody who is listening to us on Spotify, oof, wow, anxiety, oof, rip. Give me a second.
Yeah.
All right. So for anybody listening to us on Spotify, we have on our channel a point redemption that anytime it is redeemed, I have to cuss. So it's 2,000 points for a reason, but I have it and I love it and I use it. But yeah, so kind of coming back, I feel like language plays such a big role in bringing people together. I mean, sure, you can communicate and you can meet, you can get around the world, but it also has this sense of camaraderie. It has a sense of belonging and personalization attached to it as well.
Yeah.
Thank you for the lurk, EG. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you for that.
I love hearing other languages, and I love learning about other cultures. Like, I mean, I've been trying to learn Spanish,
Right.
and Swedish,
Right.
and I feel like that's something that I think a lot of people should do. Is just sit down and listen to a friend talk about where they're from, and then tell them where you're from. Where
It's
I love learning new things about different cultures and different beliefs.
right. it is such a conversation starter, and it gets
Mhm.
it gets the intrigue out, and that's the important bit. Like, uh, when you're intrigued by something, you know, you naturally, you know, you're gonna ask questions. You're gonna wanna figure out what this thing or who this person is. So like it definitely, and a lot of the time, you know, on this platform I've seen, um it's wholesome curiosity, you know, people like
Yeah.
Yeah.
people accept and they love people of different cultures. They allow the melting pot to happen,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
which is such a beautiful thing, honestly.
Yeah. But
And
then there's also people that, aren't um open to all of that.
Yeah.
So it's
right,
also like you kind of have to read the room, so to say.
right.
So,
Mm-hmm.
um that's something I think is really good to like get to know somebody with. Um
And
yeah.
unfortunately, we are having this conversation at a time where that very thing is being put on threat. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
but like people's culture, people's identity, people's just wanting to have something that they call their own is being put at a threat, and that is a shame.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
really a shame. You know, it's tough to talk about this stuff, but like it we have to, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
like, because you know, it's not always like you said. It's not, yeah, like you alluded to. I should say that it's not always sunshine and rainbows,
Right.
Mhm.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like how we mentioned in our last episode, like how we were talking about the rest of the world, really, what's going on.
Right.
Yeah.
And but here's the thing though, like you have to admire this. I feel like this could also, you can point out to culture and just people as whole, is you can look at bravery. Like people can,
Right.
like people who are alike, they flock together and they protect each other so
Yeah.
much.
Mhm.
And that's, and you see that on display, not just with what we're alluding to, but also like just in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, people are, you know, people have the disposition of wanting to preserve themselves and wanting to protect the people around them, you know.
Mhm.
Then that's just
Yeah.
the nature of the kind of, again, culture that you grow
Yeah.
up in. Because I from where I came from, like I've seen people tearing each other down and
Yeah.
at points. But there's also, you know, moments of, hey, this doesn't have to be so black and white. We can be friends. This doesn't have to be such a bad thing after all. This doesn't have to be so
Yeah.
grim. We can work together. We can create a bright future for not only ourselves, for not only the people around us, but for just the world in general.
Yeah.
You know, people
Mhm.
have the ability to be the voice of reason, to be that thing that's like, hey, so what? So
Yeah.
what if you're different? You are
Yeah.
still awesome. You are still valid. And it doesn't matter what your background is.
Right.
We still care. And that is an
Yeah.
important thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of, I'm sorry, I got off topic here.
But it's
That's
okay.
okay.
I thought of something in regards to like just one little cool thing I want to point out there about, like we were talking about like a certain region. I just want to say I think it's pretty. One thing I find pretty cool is well we'll talk about it later, but like one person we actually know from our play. We were talking to them like last week. They said they're actually from that region. Well, I'll say it. I won't say their name, but like Ukrainian. They're part Ukrainian, which is really cool. I think.
Really?
Yeah, it was one of the actors. Like I was talking with them in the back, and like we were talking to them like on the last day. But I was talking a lot with them in the back. They're a pretty cool person. They were actually part Ukrainian.
What's their character name?
Sylvius.
No, really?
Yeah, she's part Ukrainian. That's really cool.
That's interesting.
I guess I possibly have like maybe like 2% Ukrainian in me as well, but it's not as much.
Yeah.
But I still have it in there.
It's in there. It's in there.
I mean, I probably have it too. Well, I don't know.
I love that it's in there.
It's good to find out. And disclaimer: we're not sponsored by Ancestry.
No.
But
no, not at all.
we appreciate
Hard,
it.
Not at all.
Hard.
I mean, we like a nice check, but no, we're not. We're just fans of that.
Yeah, hard
I should have
disclaimer.
started with that.
Yeah, hard disclaimer. This stream, this podcast is not sponsored by Ancestry.com.
It's not sponsored by anything.
So any opinion we say about that is our own.
Yeah.
I think it's important for people to find out what their background is, because they might genuinely surprise themselves, or they might learn something new about themselves, find out something interesting, like people like don't you have Punky have somebody famous in your line?
Yeah. So apparently somebody who knew somebody was worked under George Washington.
That is
really
insane.
And then one of my great grandfathers was the physician on the Mayflower.
That is crazy.
And there is one ancestor on my mom's side that lived in Salem during the trials. And we don't know if she was accused or if she was an accuser or what. She might have just been chilling, like, hey, what are these people doing? They're crazy. Yeah. But it's freaking wild finding out that you've got that, your ancestry.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It would be incredible to get a name so you can like start doing something. Like, I
know there's a name for the physician from the Mayflower, and I can't remember. It's something Fuller. Like Robert Fuller or something or other. Something along those lines, yeah.
Is that like a direct lineage?
That's a direct descendant.
Oh wow.
That's a direct descendant of mine, yeah.
Oh wow.
His name is Samuel Fuller.
Samuel Fuller.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just looked it up.
Oh shit, yep. That's my great grandfather.
There it is. Wow.
Oh,
he's also the church deacon too.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he was.
Samuel, you are related to Samuel Fuller.
I am.
That's
cool.
That is interesting.
Yeah, it's funny because my mom is a nurse and my dad, it's like medical professionals on that side of my mom's family.
Like the cherry on top. It's like it was meant to be. It's literally being in the medical field is literally in your guys' blood. That's pretty amazing. It's like talk about coincidence, right?
Right.
I know, right?
Like,
wild.
Do you call that a coincidence or do you call that fate?
I call it a coinky dink.
Oh, sure. That sounds better anyway.
Yeah.
Honor word.
Yeah. Coinky dink.
I don't know. I don't think it's coincidence. I really, there's a lot of things where I really believe that I don't believe in coincidence.
Yeah, it's fate. Fate. Wow, this music is nice. Okay, what else? I'm trying to think. What is your... Okay, let's talk about food. Because, food is part of culture, obviously. What is your favorite food to eat from your background.
Okay, so
I
y'all know I've got. I'll tell everybody. I'm not like shy about it. I've got an eating disorder called selective eating disorder, where I've got a very small, like limited diet of food that I can actually eat. That I don't have panic attacks whenever I try to eat something new, and
understand it.
it's a whole thing. But so that's a hard one for me to answer. But I am Irish and I love potatoes.
There you go. There you go.
So there's that.
Good old potatoes.
You know what? Yeah, you just gave me my answer right there because I couldn't think of anything. But yeah, since I'm like part Irish, I thought of something I like to have. Sometimes it's that has potatoes, and it's beef stew. Something Irish people eat a lot. Beef stew is very good. I like that. So yeah, that's
good.
Thank you for giving me my answer there. 'Cause I couldn't think of anything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And if you guys have any questions, by the way, just gonna throw it out there, just ask.
Oh yeah.
Y'all.
And if anybody has like their own little story.
Yeah. This is your podcast too. And my initial request was actually directed more towards you guys. But yeah.
Same. Both. Oh.
True. So. Oh God, where do I even start with food? Because
well, I was about to ask, what would you say for that?
Well, yeah, where do I even start for food? Because look, there's like naan. There is every possible rice dish. Like
I know about all of them. I know all the stuff you're gonna say.
Oh yeah, you do. Like biryani, for example. Like it's a Mughal dish. Like the Mughals used to eat it. The Mughal kings. Yeah,
that's interesting.
And that's kind of ingrained pretty heavily into our culture, like that, and biryani, which is like it's like a rice dish with like sometimes chicken, sometimes beef, sometimes even just like vegetarian. We do that. Hi, Kit Kat. Hello.
Oh, hello, Kit Kat.
Kit Kat.
So. I mean, where do I even start? There's so many like there's this thing called pani puri, which is literally it's like a small like hard shell taco, which you kind of open up. It looks like a hard shell bowl almost. It's like this big, and you put garbanzo beans and like this sauce, and you just eat it like that. So it's like a flood of spice and like kind of water a little bit, and it's that kind of deal.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at what Kit Kat.
I
love it.
Macaroni and cheese pizza.
I love it. Oh my God, Quentin. I love it. I love you. That's fucking using that.
I like it.
All right. I'm so sorry, Spotify listeners. Let me read the full comment. Hi, Dargan. Hi, Punkaroni and cheese pizza. Hi, Telly Welly Tubby. Teletubby San Andreas. Oh my God.
You forgot snack.
Snack. Yeah. Snack
Okay, so
Andreas. Snack.
It's Telly Welly Teletubby Snack Andreas.
This man is notorious.
Best nickname.
This man is notorious for his snacks, and today he saw my Scandinavian swimmer jellies, and went to town on them.
Nice.
My man. Yeah, Kit. You absolutely did. Swimmer jellies, yes. We have.
These gummy, some of these little gummies from a store that's in our area. They're like it's shaped as like fish, jellyfish, dolphins, crabs. Like they're really good. There's like different flavors like cherry, like orange, like blueberry. Like they're all good. Like, and we like them a lot. And like we always eat those. They're really good.
Where are they from? They're from Trader Joe's, right? Trader Joe's.
Yeah, Trader Joe's. Yeah.
Oh.
So
is that a local thing or is it nationwide? I don't know.
It's Trader
I think
Joe's.
that's a local thing.
I think it is. I don't know.
So they were on a trial, right? one day, let me tell you this story. They were on a trial. They were just some lady had them in a cup, and I was like, I want to try this out. Why? What is this? And they were like, oh yeah, these are Scandinavian swimmers. They're just some new jellies that we're trying out. These new Trader Joe jellies. I was like, cool. I eat one, right? Immediately, I'm like, I want to buy a bag, and then the rest is history. Those
Went down that rabbit hole.
man, those jellies are so good.
That sounds. Oh, I want to taste them.
I saw on Amazon
love
they have
jellies.
sour ones.
They have sour ones?
Yeah, I saw them on Amazon.
You're gonna have to link me those,
Yeah, might have to get some.
because while I don't do sour candy that much, I am willing to
Yeah,
try.
that should be good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm one of
I
those
trust
people
Trader
that eats something sour and makes that face.
Joe's.
Yep.
That's me.
I do that too. And my goofy self will never learn either. Like I'll do it again right back. I'll like
Oh yeah.
like I'll make the face and do it right.
Oh, do it again.
Making my mouth water thinking about sour. Kid says.
Good. Let's talk more about food. About sour candy. But yeah, we're talking about, just to catch you up,
Culture.
we're talking about culture and lifestyle. I'll throw this question to the audience. Do you what do you know about your background? And if so, what it is?
Yeah.
What is it?
Or beliefs too, anything like that. That's something I'll still talk about, get into.
Yeah.
Pretty
That's
soon.
that one will be a slippery slope too. So
Yeah.
approach that
one we'll have to be careful with.
Yeah, you're
approach
right,
that
yeah.
one very carefully.
Yeah. You're right
or
about
or
that,
my
yeah.
recommendation even better, don't.
Yeah, you know, a good idea.
Don't.
Yeah, let's not do that because yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically just your background, like ancestry, like stuff you know about you, like where your background, like things like that. Yeah.
You know what's the craziest thing? Is we
Oh yeah.
What? Not really. I'm super mixed. I know I have German
German and Italian.
German
Yeah,
and
me too.
Italian.
I have that in me. Yeah, that's one thing I forgot to
Mhm.
mention. I have Italian in me because, like, I know my grandparents were
I
Italian.
can see
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
can
I
see
forgot
it being
about that.
Italian.
Yeah.
What
I do have a lot
Italian
of
you said?
Italian in me, yeah.
Italian?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kit Kat has
Nice.
German and Italian, same as me.
I'm let me see. Should I talk about culture shock?
Sure.
My experience with culture shock?
Sure.
You know
I
what's
want to hear it.
You know what's crazy is that
What?
when I first came into this country, I did not expect things to be so open because
Yeah.
there's many conversations that can't be had in where I'm from. Like people just don't talk about it. It's like a lot of it is like just a no. You don't talk about stuff. And it kind of caught me off guard. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, y'all talk about this stuff openly, and y'all, and it's just okay. You know, like it was such a weird. It was so weird because it was like,
You're like, well, this is new.
yeah, it really was new. I was like,
Yeah.
These words,
like-
phrases I've never heard spoken aloud.
there's a topic. There's a certain conversation on a certain topic that I had, and I was like, but that's a private conversation. Why are you guys talking about it openly? Like, why is that a like what? Like, you know,
I
that
can see why that would be kind of, like a well,
Yeah.
wow.
yeah, it's like it was a whole like mind blown type situation for me because like for me I was going from like 0 to 100 like
Yeah.
real quick and in like the span. Kit Kat, I see your question. I will address that in 1 second.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Cause like within the first week of me getting into like an American school, that first week alone we had started having those conversations. I'm like, kids talk about this stuff? Yeah. And what are these colorful words that you guys are saying? Like, like swear words.
Oh yeah, yeah, you'll hear
Like-
that a lot.
Like,
yeah.
like what? And also seeing certain actions, like I had sort of been desensitized because I used to watch American films when I was there, but like it's still seeing it in person was just like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Like that was kind of that was where I was at in like the first few weeks of in that situation when I moved. How old were you when you moved? I was 12. And it was for somebody like me, United States was like at one point felt out of reach. It felt like a dreamland. It felt like, like that I guess that that thing about beacon on top of a hill type situation that you hear sometimes in history books.
Mm-hmm.
That was the feeling for me, because I didn't have a lot of friends when I was growing up. I was just kind of to myself. Well, friends. I don't even want to talk about that. So it was a new start for me, and seeing this new culture and new, just the new way of thinking, it did catch me off guard. But I was genuinely happy. It's so hard to explain that feeling. But like being able to express myself without feeling judged, without certain responses coming out. It was, because again, it's at the very being of what it was like my parents were like very open about everything, so it wasn't like a train type of thing. Like they would still, they wouldn't completely close me off. They wouldn't close me off. So it didn't feel like a crazy thing. But, still going from like one country to another is still very different process.
I can't imagine. I mean, at least like, especially if you're moving there.
Yeah.
Like, that's wild. Like,
16 hours in a plane.
oh god.
Yeah.
I've never been in a plane.
Yeah.
Never
Me
been
neither. I actually haven't.
Yeah. I always wanted to. I would love to go to Sweden someday, visit the land of my ancestors.
Do you know? Cool. Do you know? In the month before I left, I had not been on a plane a lot, and in that week alone, I had been that time when we were traveling out. That was my first time I remember being on a plane, and that was a crazy experience too.
Yeah.
Like,
I think I had a dream recently that I was on a plane.
Oh yeah.
But it wasn't a good dream.
No. No. I mean, airplanes are safe.
Like, I'm not even scared of go on an airplane, but my dream is like, maybe you are.
Yeah.
I think you have to kind of psych yourself out. You're like, nah. Say what you want. I'm gonna be fine. That, like, you gotta kind of psych yourself out a little bit.
A friend of mine was telling me about like a tip that she learned as far as flying goes. If somebody's going on a plane and they're scared to fly, worried, oh, it's gonna crash or whatever, to look at the stewardess or look at the pilot. These are people that do this regularly.
That's
that
true.
do this like daily, and they're fine. So I feel like that was a kind of a good technique of feeling like, okay, it can't be it can't be that bad.
No, and
You know,
No.
if people do this so regularly.
some of these planes can fly themselves,
Yeah.
and a lot of the time they do.
That scares me because technology can give out.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, that's
but
true.
but trust the fact that these pilots have training drilled into them
Oh yeah.
constantly, over and over and over again, and they're so alert about it too. Alert professional, like that's I think what gives me peace of mind. And I'm just well, I'm biased because I'm an aviation enthusiast, so I'm biased. So I can't really. I can only speak for myself, you know.
Yeah.
It's gotta be incredible being able to like flying an airplane.
I want
Yeah.
to. I
Takes a
want.
lot of learning, probably a lot of time, a lot of learning, patience, all that.
Yeah, I want to do it
To like
just
be able
once
to
for
know
the
what to do.
experience. Yeah,
Yeah, when you're flying, like to know like all the coordinates and everything like that.
you need to plan everything.
Yeah, you need to know.
Every move you do, it's got to be planned.
Yeah, like there's no room for error. You gotta be on it at all times.
Right. Because like at any given moment, there's like airplanes coming in and out. So you have to communicate. You have to be focused. You have to be professional.
Yeah. Pay attention to the
Where you're
wind
not,
level
like,
too.
How did we get into
Going.
airplane conversation?
I don't know.
I don't know.
That's fine though. I'm not.
Travel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, in Vikings, you know, with the Vikings, because I saw Chateau Flatnose
Yeah.
on TV in there.
Yeah.
He played Chateau Flatnose in the show Vikings. But anyway, when we were talking about traveling and all of that, I was thinking about the longships that the Vikings would sail on, and dude, those things they got them so far,
Yeah.
and they were
Right.
able to survive these storms, and it's like, how did they do that, dude? That always
Yeah.
blew my mind.
I mean, ancient technology is surprisingly efficient. Like
Yeah.
there's things. Oh, technology is part of culture too. I feel like
It
a little
is,
bit.
Yeah.
Some of the things that you see that survive, war, famine, so many things, like so many just natural things. It's insane how long that they survived.
Right.
Yeah, it is.
Hold on, music. Is the music fine, guys? Chat. I hope the music is not too loud. But it's crazy how people are so, the ingenuity of people, the perseverance
Yeah.
of people that they can build things that can last hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And do you know what's crazy? The Romans actually built this cement that they had, like this special cement that they made that was only specific to their climate. Like that's why I guess, don't quote me on that, but that's why they couldn't go, I think, to a certain part of the world because it would like mess with their concrete and they couldn't build anything with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's partly the reason I feel like why they didn't spread as far as they did.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, because
Kitten says the music is good.
Oh, nice, thank you, Kitten. And it's because they have to be able to build infrastructure to support their expansion of their society.
Yeah.
And if the very key element that their infrastructure stood on fails, then like you can't do anything.
Mhm.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Trying to think of what's our uptime right now. 52. Wow, it's already almost an hour.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
pretty
shit.
crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
who I bet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think once you get into like the nitty gritty of conversation, it's time just flies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like this podcast is nice too because then we can share parts of us
Right.
that on a normal basis we would not. Cause
Yeah.
you have to get into that mindset of, hey, I am ready and prepared to talk about me and not play a game in the background. You know, that's I feel like is such a key factor because especially for me, because I get distracted very easily. Like when I'm trying to talk to somebody and I'm playing a game, like it's a distraction. It's like it's weird. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. I cannot go into detail at that point because I'm like so distracted because I'm focused on what I'm doing. I'm trying to think.
Yeah. Did we hit all the key points really?
I feel like we did.
I mean,
I feel like we did.
I
yeah,
mean,
about culture, yeah.
culture is such an open-ended conversation.
Yeah.
I can almost guarantee that we'll think of something like as soon as we go out of live, we'll be like,
Yeah,
oh, why didn't we talk about this? Kit Kat or anybody else, if you guys have questions, chat, please ask us. Because I think that culture shock thing was like that's like a big topic for me.
It is. I can imagine.
It's because and the great, you know what the crazy thing is, some people outside of my family had told me, oh, they're so different from you, how are you gonna make friends? Like they know who you are, they know what part of the world you're from, they're not gonna accept you. And it was so horrifying to me at that point.
Aww.
But you know, and that's partly like part of my anxiety in the moving process was that there was this false narrative, a false idea embedded in my head that you know, because of my background, nobody would accept that Americans would not accept me, and it here we are.
I hope that you found it's the opposite, that you are much more accepted and loved here in this country.
Yeah. I'm glad, and it's just, it sucks because like being in a from a conservative, slightly conservative culture, it's not as conservative anymore, but back then it was, you know.
Look at what Kit Kat says.
Oh my god, Kit Kat. I'm not gonna break. Thank you though. Thank you, seriously. That means a lot. You know, coming from that, I was you're unsure. You're really unsure of what's it gonna be like. I mean I've had my fair share of people who call me out for my differences, which I will not mention because some of the things that they said were very colorful, and but it's, you know, I was unsure, and coming from a slightly conservative culture, you know, I had certain ideas of, okay, it may be like this, it may be like this, and this, and all of that just blew out of the water the second I landed. I landed in, was it New York? JFK? Yeah, the second I landed in JFK the first time, because I saw a bright future, a mingling of culture, it was amazing. Does that mean does that mean that because of that perception I don't like my own culture, don't like my own homeland? No, Doesn't mean that.
I don't see
Mhm.
why that would be.
Yeah.
It's just a moment of. It's just what's I know what I want to say, but like words. See. That's the thing too with English. Like I know what I want to say in Urdu, but like I
Mhm.
don't know what I want to say in English. Like
Yeah.
it's the it's see English. even still English I struggle with sometimes
Mhm.
words. It's I want to get this out because in context it makes sense. The situation at that time, see, I've already lost my thoughts, so I'm just not even gonna
It's
attempt
okay.
it.
I lose my thoughts like every other thought.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
Mhm.
This is just me not knowing how to say it in English.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's good to. If anything, I found my wings
Mhm.
here. All right, you guys add something to the conversation. I've been rambling. I've been absolutely rambling.
I mean, I don't really know what else to say.
Yeah.
Fair.
I mean, I
fair.
think we hit our points really, each of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
We can get into some other stuff too, off-topic stuff that we wanted
Yeah.
to talk about. Like,
Oh, wasn't there that you guys were gonna talk about that play?
yeah,
Yeah.
You
yeah.
Yeah, we
guys do
can do
that.
that.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Good time to do that.
Okay.
So yeah, as you guys probably know, we've been talking about it like on our social media and stuff, and just on streams we've been mentioning that we were recently in a play. It was Shakespeare As You Like It,
Yep.
a modern adaptation by our theater company we're close with that we work with. So yeah,
Yep.
we're casted for that.
Yep.
And we've been working on it since probably April.
Yeah.
And last week was our show dates. It was like the 29th through like 31st.
That was
So yeah, it was basically like 4 days of performances.
4 days and like 6 shows or something like that.
Yeah,
5
a whole
shows.
whole tech week, and then lots of rehearsals too.
Yeah.
The weeks prior, and then at first there was Zoom rehearsals, but then like after that, in-person rehearsals.
Yo.
Yeah, and like a lot of things happened from it, like a lot of scheduling, like in it, and then like with some issues, like there was COVID going around too. Like I actually got it myself. I'm better now.
Good.
Oh, yeah, COVID.
Yeah, I got that during this experience. Yeah, I'm better now. But yeah, it was very fun and new experience for us.
Yeah. Like
It's definitely something I'll be doing again.
and one thing, you know, that you know, compared to like an institutionalized theater versus like actual professional theater is the big difference is the number of shows you have to do in a college or a high school. The max you'll get is like 1 or 2 shows. As a professional actor, you have to do 4, 5, 6 shows. Sometimes 4,
Yeah.
5, 6 weeks of shows.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
I
even
had to
weeks
do
of it.
like 12 shows for Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Right.
Oh
yeah.
my god,
Sometimes
weeks
more
of
than
it.
one in a day for like a few weeks. Yeah.
that is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but I love it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
it's fun though.
And every
It's
time
worth
you
it.
go out on stage, you have to like, you can't think, oh God, I've already done this already. It's getting so annoying. Like, no, every single performance
Right. It's a new
deserves
one.
the same amount commitment.
And
And a new
Because
crowd each
people
time
who are
too,
in
really.
this audience haven't seen it. So
Right.
you have to give them your all.
yeah, and
Yeah.
the beauty of this is the more shows you do, the more comfortable you get, and the
true, yeah.
more and the easier it becomes. You start to experiment on stage
Yeah.
a little bit with your lines, with your movements, your how depending on comedy, depending on if it's a comedy or what, how extra can you be. Because I had to be extra. I
mean,
wore
one
my
night
wrestling
they
gear.
Yeah, they even told us just be extra one night. They did just
Yeah.
because like one of the crowds. It wasn't opening night. We'll get it to opening night in a second, but like one of the crowds, like they were a little quiet, so like they even told us in the back like once, you're like, guys, just ramp up your lines if there's like if there's like any comedic lines you have, like really like ramp it up, like deliver the comedy.
Yeah. They
So-
told us to just ham it up.
Yeah.
That
Just like
those were the
be
exact
extra.
words. Ham it up.
yeah, ham it up, yeah.
And
Yeah, like I mentioned, opening night. We'll talk about that. I think we should. Or you want to finish your thought?
yeah. So oh god. No, you go ahead because I lost it.
Okay. So yeah, opening night was a very special night because
Oh yes.
crowd was amazing. It was really good. Punky, you were there with Brian.
I loved it, dude.
Yeah.
Me and Brian had
Lit.
such a good time.
Opening
Right,
night was so lit.
lot of good people were there. There was let's see, there was like almost all Dragon's family was
There's
there.
like 7 people from my
7.
family. It was
Yeah.
And
insane.
your uncle was there who doesn't like Shakespeare at all. He loved
No.
it. He thought it was funny.
Jerry
He was
was
dying.
there.
He was the
Yeah.
one. He didn't really like Shakespeare, and he was dying laughing.
Aw.
It was great. It was actually great.
And another friend of ours was there, a close friend of ours from
Yeah.
from a movie. He was
Yep.
there. It was nice to see her.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
Yeah, we still had
It's
a
really
couple
cool.
of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of them did the improv intermission thing.
Yeah, he was one of our people, and then like one of my scene partners, he was there as an intermission too, as
Yep.
our people. So yeah, it was cool to see that.
Yeah.
A lot of
And-
familiar faces. Yeah,
And I got to play most of the music in the show, which was
yeah, you did.
I was
fun.
so like, that's so cool. He
Thank
did
you.
all of the music. I love that.
Literally in a
He
week.
did Yeah, they gave him. They just told him once.
They gave me
you're
1
music
week.
director.
They literally told me the beginning of Tech Week, the Saturday of Tech Week. They were like, "Hey," or no, was it Sunday or Saturday? I don't know. It was one of
I
those
don't
days.
know.
And they were like, "Hey, we want you to do the music. Like, do the music, please. Please do the music." And I was like, "Well, shit. What do you want me to do?" That's a freebie for you guys. You didn't have to redeem for that one. But yeah, are we gonna share our theater horror stories before we close out?
Yeah, we can do that.
Um,
Well, you mean in regards to this show?
this show, yeah, because we're talking about this
Okay.
show.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Do you know one of the shows I could not finish the show?
Oh yeah, I remember that. I
Bi-
don't think Punky knew about that. Yeah, did you?
Do
I
you?
think you started telling me about
Yeah,
it.
I don't think
So-
she knows the details of it.
Yeah.
So I was kind of feeling. I had like this headache before our second show.
So yeah,
Um,
a little context. This is a day where we had 2 shows in one day.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
before our second show of the day, I had like a headache, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna just get some Tylenol, some painkiller, and we'll call it a day. It'll be done. Literally, we get to end of like just like maybe like 5-10 minutes before intermission. I'm like sitting at my piano as the play is going, and I'm like, I'm falling asleep.
Oh, that's right.
I'm falling asleep.
Yeah.
I'm super dizzy. I don't know what's happening. So like,
Oh, that sucks.
so by intermission, I was out. I was done. I couldn't even. I was so dizzy, I couldn't walk straight. I had to go home.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. But yeah, theater horror stories are fun. There's
And
some.
you were better the next day after, which was good. So
Yeah.
it was just a one day thing, really.
That was like the recovery period. Everybody was so protective of me.
They
on that
were,
day.
yeah.
Aw.
They were like, my scene partner was like, drink water, eat something. Our stage manager was like, you better eat something. They got, I think they got us pizza.
Yeah, we brought you some back. Yeah.
We had pizza, and I had snacks. They were checking up on me like ever so often. They would be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
how you doing?" Especially after that fight scene
Yeah.
that happened. Like they
Oof,
were,
Yeah.
they had to catch me after that on that second day.
Aw.
Yeah, we were able to help you with that. Yeah, I was one of the people there to help you with the fight.
Yeah, but yeah, it was a fun experience.
Yeah. So basically, like he was in a fight with the scene partner. Like
That was cool.
That
He
was
was like grabbed
fun.
him like a WWE hold, and he just put him on the ground.
Yeah, just
That
like
was
it was
so cool.
I had to get professional training for that. Like we had to have like people actually come in and train us on how to fall, because if we fell incorrectly, obviously we would hurt ourselves.
Right.
But you know what's crazy? At a certain point, it got to a point where I would fall and I'd be like, I don't
just used to it.
I don't feel anything. I was just so used to just getting folded on that floor
Yeah.
that I'd just be like, yeah. Just one time I actually was like in practice. I was just like, can I stay down here? Because I got like really cozy.
Aw.
It was like one of our friends was like, hey, one of our castmates was like, you cozy down there? I was like, yeah,
I remember that, yeah.
yeah, you guys are gonna have to pick me up off the floor. Yeah, so that was that, and it was fun, and we're gonna do it all over again in August because we have another show in August.
So am I.
Are you a
Oh, you
part of
do?
that now?
Oh,
Let's go! Let's go!
Oh yeah.
Let's
Wait,
go!
Did they tell you what you're doing at all?
What are you doing?
No, not yet. But I asked them, and they said that they'd love to have me working with them in August. So they're gonna
Oh,
give me more
nice.
details soon.
Oh, let's go!
I know, dude. I can't wait.
Yo, that's my first like theatrical direction.
I can't wait.
It's gonna be
Yeah, that was gonna be
insane.
That was gonna be our first show with them, but like this one got pushed back because of like COVID.
Yeah.
It was supposed to happen way
Yeah.
back in January, but things were bad then, so they're letting us do it now.
By the way, if anybody has title suggestions for this podcast, because it's not just about culture anymore at this point, we're just chatting now.
Life update, I don't know.
Life update, yeah. Culture and life update. I think
yeah.
that's good.
What we're actually doing in our August play is different. It's not Shakespeare. It was a play festival. It was supposed to be like different directors and like playwrights were just putting on like a play festival, just different plays. So like mine is actually Marvel themed, where it's basically like for Marvel phases just talking about things like I guess really just talking about like life and things like that. It's pretty cool. It's called it's about like the pandemic too. They talk about that.
And
then
go ahead.
and yeah, just basically about that.
Yeah.
And it's all a monologue thing, so like I do have a monologue in that.
Yeah.
I kind of got it memorized now, but I'll work more on that. And then yours is different though. Yours is like it's a funny story. It's actually wrote by one of our people in our movie. J Pope.
Mr. J Pope, yeah.
Mr. J Pope. He actually made it.
Yeah.
And actually, Mr. Dallas too. He made it, I think. Both of them made it together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is cool. So
That's
yours
awesome.
is basically like it takes place in a laundromat, and you're a businessman just talking to this guy who is just like Matt Riddle, just this chill guy. You and him are just trying to make friends and just talk about going to a laundry dimension. It's funny.
Yeah. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. It's good. It's a really good play.
Yeah, it's really
I
good.
don't want to say too much though, because
You have to watch it and see.
well, I don't know how many people on Twitch can actually come watch our play, to be honest.
Well, I mean, we'll put clips and stuff on social medias and pictures.
Well, yeah,
Probably when it
like we
happens,
did,
so,
like
yeah.
I did, like the media dump.
We'll do a media dump again. Yeah, most
Yeah.
likely.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah. It'd be cool if like you get in one of ours, because like I'm sure there's a lot of spots open. Like
Yeah.
because it was supposed to happen way back in January, but like I'm sure a lot of people are in other productions or just can't do it, and they probably got a lot of spots open. So
You,
I guess they can take all the help they need at this point, really.
Yeah, that's what they said basically.
Yeah.
You know-
I mean, a lot's changed since January, and I'm sure they could use as many people as possible.
yeah. You know what
So, yeah,
would
it's
be
good to have you in there.
hilarious? You know what would be hilarious is if we flipped the script and now I'm directing Punky instead of her.
Oh yeah. That'd be funny.
I was thinking that. That'd be
That's
funny.
possible.
Oh my
We'll see. And like that, they also said, I think the other day,
It-
it's possible you can be in more than one play due to that fact too, that there might not be a lot of people still in it.
Right.
So there's a chance all of us could be in more than one play.
Oh,
So that's
boy.
something to
I
think
just
about.
want all three of us to be in one plate.
Oh,
I feel like that too. I
yes.
feel like
I would
at
love
this
that.
point, some of the directors like like we know them, they might collaborate and say, let's put all these three together. Like the ones we know, they might do that, or like the people we
Well,
met
they
at
know
like
us as a
auditions.
trio
Yeah,
anyway.
Right.
it's true. Yeah, like I'm sure like Miss A would maybe do that because she's directing
Right.
one.
I love her.
I mean,
Yeah, she's great.
we have a good standing in the city
Yeah.
district, the theater.
Mhm.
At this point, yeah, we do.
Yeah, I don't mean to toot our horns, but people know us.
I mean, yeah, I got there from like hard work and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah,
a lot of people
yeah.
know. It's just about like making connections in this theater like industry, really.
Yeah, it's
Like you all start
What-
somewhere.
yes, Punky.
I know this is so random, but we were talking about how people know us in the community and everything. One of the actors that I worked with on
Yeah.
Liquidation,
Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
one of the people that does comedy at Nietzsche's.
Yeah.
And I was there with Brian and some friends on I think it was Monday,
Yeah.
and it was comedy night, and Jake, he's one of the hosts, and he's
Oh,
up
Jake,
there
yeah.
and he's introducing it, and he's like, and we're still looking for some people to fill some spots, and he looked at me, and I'm like, guys, was he looking at me? I'm not sure. There's people behind me anyway. But then, sure as shit, he comes walking over to me and he's like, we still have a slot open if you're interested.
Oh.
And I'm like, nah, man, I'm good. But like,
You
he
should,
offered me a spot in the comedy thing.
Mm.
Tell your Sim story.
Tell your that was so funny.
Yeah.
I
That's-
would have, but I was kite status.
No, fair,
Oh,
fair,
okay, that's fair.
fair.
That's fair.
Yeah. It'd be
Pretty
like
far above it, actually.
Kite
Oh, okay.
said.
That's fair.
I can't. For Twit's sake, I can't say what kite status mean, but 420. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
That's all.
Think of the wrestlers Matt Riddle or Rob Van Dam.
Yeah, I think on that note, we might actually wrap up the podcast, guys. Thank you.
Well, actually, there's
Yeah.
one thing about
Oh.
one thing. We were talking about like horror stories from this. Like, do you want to mention the one with like the lines thing, the person?
Oh God. Oh, oh no. Yeah. I think I briefly mentioned that on my previous or the one
Yeah,
before that
you
stream. Yeah, we had to save the actors quite a few times.
Yeah.
One in particular was like they missed a pretty good section, like in my section, and I just had to kind of continue that. I just had to,
Yeah.
because the classic thing of yes and you
Yeah,
know
same
you
thing.
just, you just
I had them as a partner too, and I had to kind of save them too.
I
Yeah.
know exactly what you guys mean. I've had to do the same myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's common. It's a thing that happens.
I
Like,
mean, to be honest, it's live theater. That's the beauty of live theater. It happens.
yeah,
Mhm.
and,
You just
and the people
You
in
have
the
to
audience,
just
they
roll
just
with it.
they just keep going.
that.
You just keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Case in point, my one of my theater crushes, I guess I would call it, Ramin, who did Phantom of the Opera. He was doing a live show, and there was so much, and he's a Broadway actor. He's like the best of the best. He was doing a live show, and there was a lot of mist because of Phantom of the Opera. There was like a lot of mist, and this dude, in the middle of the song, slips, gets up, actually slips, falls hard on the ground, still singing, gets up, still singing, and continues on with the show. I'm like,
You
Yeah.
cannot break character.
Yeah.
no, you
and
can't.
they even told us like you can't like have a 5-second pause because like
Yeah.
then everyone
they
knows
know.
okay something's
Yeah.
going on. Yeah.
yeah.
Then you
Yeah.
gotta be ready to say. That's why you gotta also know your scene. You gotta know everybody's lines, like your scene partner's lines, because
Yeah.
in case like because you work with each other. They say, and like if you
Yep.
they forget their
If they
lines, you can
forget,
help them
you
out.
remember,
Yeah.
vice
Yeah.
versa kind of thing.
So yeah, make
And-
sure it's like always good to study like your scene partner's lines because you never
Yeah.
know they can maybe mess up one day, like forget it, and then like you could be there to help them.
So that
Yeah.
you don't have your stage manager telling you to save somebody's
That
behind.
happened to me. Yeah,
Yeah.
they told me that make sure you save him. Yeah, and I did. I
I've been a
saved him.
saver before myself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, we've all done that.
I think
Yeah.
it's a good idea to like kind of prepare yourself for that, to be like,
Yeah,
okay, I need to know my stuff so that if because it's just the kind of the theater we work with, you know,
Right.
because you're not always gonna get actors who can like keep up or are always there 100%. Some of them just wanna some of them don't have any other outlet
Mhm.
to do. And my the company that I worked with Miss A, she
Yeah.
provided that outlet.
they do. Yeah,
So you know, you have to, with them, I feel like you have to kind of go in the mindset of, okay, I need to have my stuff together so I can be ready to save my friend.
and they do make accommodations. Like they
Yeah.
give you like little props. If you don't know your lines, they'll just give you like your little prop like with your script in it. Like for the guy we had to save, like they gave him like a little like looked like a menu book. You get like a restaurant had the script in it.
Right. It's one thing
So,
to
like, yeah,
it's one thing to have that. It's another thing to have that and not use it and still mess up.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah.
yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. I mean, it's just
Well, like that's an example of what they do, though. They'll give you the accommodations and like
yeah, that's the main
resources.
point. Yeah.
If you need it, they'll have it for you. Because like you know
Right.
they know it's theater. You got to keep going. So like you got to have something to help you out.
Right. Because they're seeing you as a starter.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
they're like, okay, you don't have any other outlet of theater. We're willing to give you that outlet, and we're willing to help you out in the process as well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, that's, again, I can tie this right back into culture because people here are helpful.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
In this area, people are helpful in this area, yeah.
Circling all the way back, tying it together.
Especially our city, the city that we
Like,
live
oh,
in.
our
yeah,
city and our
yeah.
community, yeah, that's
There-
a helpful one.
It has a nickname, and there's a good.
It's very fitting.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
very fitting. Very fitting.
Can we say it?
I mean, I don't know. I've already said the city name in my tweets with regarding to certain events, but like,
I mean, you have the sports logo on the wall right
there,
behind.
yeah. That's true, yeah. And I drew it right above you too. I drew the sign right above you too. So
literally, yeah. So like, yeah. Go ahead. I don't care.
We're the
What
city
is
of
it?
good neighbors.
yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
City good neighbors.
City of good neighbors. And all right, do you guys have anything to add?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Cool, because Greggy's live. We can raid Greggy.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out on the Sunday Perspective podcast, just with how it works with copyright and copyright with our affiliate agreement. You probably will not see this episode on anywhere else until Tuesday or Monday or Tuesday. Well, probably not Monday, but Tuesday, I want to say. But yes, guys, I've been Dragon. With me, I've had Punky.
Hi, bye, mwah.
And with me, I've had Tally.
Good night, everybody.
Let's.
Yeah, let's.
Can
Let's
I? Let me. Oh my God! Can I word today?
Raid. You're gonna raid DJ.
Raid.
It's not that what I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Let me grab Greggy's name so we can go raid him. That's what I was saying. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Sheesh. Took me that long to get that out.
You should see how my brain works.
All right, /raid. All right, buddy. Guys, you want to do the thing?
Alright. Yep.
Okay.
yeah.
Just give me one. Oh boy, I messed stuff up. And oh wait. I can see if wait. Oh wait, that's why. That's why it was all messed up. Trying to fix stuff on the go. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Ready?
Yep.
Mhm.
Everybody, be safe.
Be safe.
Take care,
Take care.
Take care.
and we
We
will see
We-
you
see you
next time.
next time.
Good night,
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Be safe.
Good night.